This is July 24th, and we have Maggie Nielsen here today, the academic librarian from the Vaughan Library here at Acadia. And she's going to give a brief overview of the library and what it has to offer here at Acadia. So I hand it over to you, Maggie.
Great. Thank you so much, Janet. And thanks to anybody who's watching. I hope that you find this video informative. We really value our international students at the library. A lot of you folks actually come to work with us. So as students, as our colleagues and coworkers, we really value you folks coming to Acadia, and we also know that it's a big leap and a big step. And because of that, we wanted to do something like this to sort of introduce you to us, what we do as librarians, what we do as library staff, and how we can help you with both the transition, into Acadia's program, whichever one you happen to be enrolled into, and then throughout your entire academic experience. And we're here to help you along the way. So with that, I'm just going to dive right in. So for this presentation, we have a few different goals to accomplish, things that we're going to cover throughout this video. So we're going to talk about the library just a little bit about who we are and the types of help we offer. And there may be some things that surprise you in there. I mean, we all have our idea of what libraries are like, but sometimes they can be surprising. So we'll go over all the different types of resources and services that are available to you as students at the Acadia Library. We'll talk about how to find your LibGuide. So we'll actually go on the library website, which is listed there as well in our agenda. So we'll find your LibGuide, but we'll also look a little bit at the library website and kind of things that are relevant to you, like hours or who your liaison librarian would be for your program, that kind of thing. So we'll go over all of that. And then I'll tell you a little bit about how to get help. And then any questions that you have, you can either send along to me and I'll provide my contact information, or Agnieszka Hayes, who is our Equity, Diversity, Inclusion librarian, and she works really closely with our international students and the folks at the International Student Center. Oh, I went forward too much. So before we kind of dive into the library related stuff, we're going to do a little bit of a land acknowledgement. So that's acknowledging where we, as the Vaughan Memorial Library at Acadia University, is located, which is in Mi'kma'ki, and that is the ancestral and unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. So this land was never given over or surrendered. So we are currently sitting on unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. We are currently in Mi'kma'ki. Libraries have a long colonial history, so this is more related specifically to acknowledging our role as libraries in colonization. We must acknowledge colonial structures and influences within our walls, examine our role in colonization and harming Indigenous peoples, rebuilding and reconceptualize our spaces and collections, grow and nurture community relationships, and actively work to dismantle harmful systems and practices in our work. And when you come to Acadia, you'll see that there's going to be a lot of work going on campus and communities surrounding decolonization and indigenization of the academy, and a variety of other things surrounding either the Mi'kmaq peoples in Nova Scotia or just Indigenous peoples in general, and attempting to rebuild and reconcile our relationships with settlers and Indigenous people. So you'll learn much more about that when you arrive. We're going to talk a little bit about the library and how we're here to help you. So when you get to Acadia, I'm sure you're going to have a number of different opportunities to tour campus and visit some of the different buildings that you're going to be in, depending on your program. So once you've arrived, if you're in an arts program, it's likely that you're going to be in the Beveridge Arts Center, which is in general this building that's sort of circled right here. And then that little blue building there that the arrow is pointing directly to is the Vaughan Memorial Library. So obviously right now it's a little bit hard to sort of envision this or maybe contextualize it. But once you get here, this will make a whole lot of sense. And hopefully you will be coming to the library all the time and you'll get to know where we are really quickly. So our librarians, archivists, and library staff are here to help you with your coursework and assignments. And like I said before, that's from day one to the day you leave, we're here to support you. And really, this slide does say that we're here to help with your coursework and assignments. I mean, we provide all kinds of different help. Types of help. Like folks come into the library all the time, even if it's just like you don't know where your classroom is, like you're in the Beverage Arts Center, which is where the library is located. Let's say you have a class there and you can't find where it is, you can always come into the library. So we're sort of there when you maybe don't even know where to get help with your particular issue. You don't know where to go. So we're there to help direct you there. So, yes, coursework and assignments, but outside of that, we're there to support you in all kinds of different ways as well. So, the types of support that we offer formally, both in person and online, look all kinds of different ways. Something that we offer in terms of space are study rooms. So if you and some, fellow students have an assignment to work on, you can book a group study room, or perhaps if you want like a quiet place to sit and do some work on your own, we also have individual study rooms as well. Those are pretty well used, I'm going to say. They're pretty much booked up all the time because they are really great spaces for you and your friends, or maybe study group buddies, or members of any type of group on campus. Really, it could be even a social thing. You can come book rooms and get together and use that space. So it's really, that's one of our most popular services. um, Books and articles, as you can imagine, we provide access to both print and online. So this would be any sort of the materials that you're going to need to support your coursework and your scholarship. So that's, anything from assignments or labs, or, and we of course support you and your sort of reading pursuits outside of that as well. So, but we're here in terms of materials to provide you access to stuff that's going to support that work as you move through your program. And we also, of course, give guidance on finding those things, as well as helping locate them to begin with. Printing, I know that seems pretty simple and straightforward, but we're one of the places on campus that you can come to print. Another thing sort of related to that is that we're open late, pretty much, all year round. Maybe I shouldn't say that, maybe less so in the summer. We're open till 5, but during when term's on, and especially during like exam time, we're going to be open late. And so printing, a lot of folks, places are closed on campus that you can print at, and so people will come in to do their printing in the library. We also offer research help. So this would be support from a librarian. And this looks, can look a different bunch of different ways. So, for example, we have a research help desk where a librarian sits from 10 to 4 throughout the term, and you can just walk right up to them and ask them a question about your research. So, this could be related to a course, you're looking for a book, you're looking for articles, maybe you have a source of information and you're not sure if it's good. Yeah, so there's any type of research or information question you have, you can just walk right into the library and ask. But you also will have a librarian that's associated with your program or school or department. And you'll probably be introduced to them through one of your classes. We're often brought in to do something not quite like this, but sort of similar, where we introduce ourselves and introduce library resources and services, but do a little bit more in depth about like finding materials and stuff. But there's a couple different ways that you'd connect with us like that, either just, on the reference desk, or through our work with our departments or schools, and, email, face-to-face meetup, Teams meetings. All our librarians are really flexible in terms of meeting and helping you find materials, and maybe even the citation support, anything you sort of need to do your coursework. We're happy to help you in that regard. Writing and citing help, similarly to the reference help, we do provide some writing and more citing help. I should say that the Writing Center is located in the library, and this is a great resource. If you're struggling with writing in your assignments, if you are having trouble citing stuff, the Writing Center can help with that too. But we're there to help you a lot with citing. So this is to kind of tie it into the next point there about plagiarism. So this is to avoid plagiarism as well. We're there to help you give proper attribution to the materials that you're using. And that could be in any different number of different styles like APA or MLA or Chicago. So those two are sort of closely related. And we're there to help guide you through those, sometimes complex and overwhelming topics. Accessible materials. So this is something, if you are a student with a disability, we're actually able to connect you with accessible materials. So whether it's, you need an audiobook, you need just something that can be text to voice, maybe you do actually need something in print, as an accommodation, we're there to help you with that. And that would also involve the Accessible Learning Office, which I'm not sure if you have a session with them in this series, but please do reach out to them if you are a student with a disability, because there are ways that both the library and the Accessible Learning Office can support you. And then we have our subject guides, which is something I'll show you when we get onto the website. So these are little guides tailored specifically to the resources, materials, and sort of information that you'll need based on your discipline or your program. So this could be recommended books, this could be recommended databases, this could be even stuff related to assignments. And they're all there, and it's all going to be related to the topic or discipline that you're studying or involved with. So those are really great. It helps you sift through all the information that we have available and kind of just pick out stuff that's relevant to what you're studying. So, like I had mentioned before, the librarians all have their own departments, schools, or programs that they liaise with or work with in order to provide support. So, we do things like buy books. We might come in and teach a class about, evaluating information or finding, scholarly articles. We might, work with them on different types of research. So we work with our different departments and schools and programs in any number of different ways. And we all are also there to support their students directly. So as you can see, we have all the librarians up right here. And if you can take a look and you can pause the video if you'd like and find your librarian. And any of these folks at any time are welcome and are excited to get an email, get some kind of contact. If you go on the library website, and I'll show you how to contact them, you can reach out at any time. If you have questions about the library, questions about Acadia, or just need help, with the transition. And you can see me there. I am environmental science, or sorry, not environmental science, environmental and sustainability studies, kinesiology, nursing, and the women and gender studies program. So for those different programs and schools, I'm the librarian that supports those students and faculty members in their research and coursework. Now, Agnieszka Hayes, one of our librarians, is a liaison librarian, but also she's our EDI coordinator in the library. And she actually wanted me to share a message with you folks during this presentation. So I'm just going to stop sharing this current slide. I will share. That's not the one I meant to do. Just going to stop sharing, period. Here we go. There. Sometimes you just got to find the right screen. I hadn't shared the sound. That would have been a problem. There we go.
Hi everyone, my name is Agnieszka Hayes and I am a librarian here at the Acadia Library. If you're wondering, my name is Polish, and I did immigrate from Poland when I was a child. So I know what it's like to move to a new country. I know what it's like to move to Canada from a different country, and the various feelings that go along with that change. So I can relate to the experience that you will be undertaking when you move to Canada. I'm the liaison librarian to classics, history, comparative religion, and community development. I'm also the Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion, or EDI, coordinator for the library. And as such, I'm also the contact for international students. So there is a liaison librarian for each subject taught at Acadia, and you can always contact the particular librarian for that subject for help with research in that subject. But if you feel more comfortable or you're not sure who at the library you should contact for research help or for any questions about the library, you can always contact me, and either I can answer your question, or if I can't, then I can direct you to someone who can answer it. So my email address is agnieszka.hayes@acadiau.ca. So that's AGNIESZKA dot HAYES@acadiau.ca. And I'm pretty sure it'll be up on the screen somewhere as well as part of the presentation. Um, so I just wanted to say a quick welcome, and please feel free to reach out and enjoy the rest of your session. Have a good day. Bye.
Yeah. All right, I'm just gonna go back to my presentation. There. So that was just a nice little note from Agnieszka. I really do encourage you to reach out to her if you're, curious about the library or just not feeling comfortable, maybe reaching out to the librarian that's associated with your program, like anything that you need support on in terms of, the library, where she'll be happy to support you on that. So you might be saying, oh, that's nice. Like we're going to get support from the librarians and they're going to help us find stuff. But this is a little just bit more specific about the types of things that we will provide for you. So we can help you find books and articles for your coursework and assignments. That's kind of a given. That's sort of the main thing that we always talk about. We can help you cite your information sources properly and show you how to avoid plagiarism. We touched on that a little bit. We can help you to evaluate the information you find. This is going to be an important piece that you'll probably talk about in pretty much any program or in a lot of classes that you'll be taking is how to critically look at the information you find, especially online, and how to determine if it's something that you can use or appropriate to use for, academic or scholarly pursuits. So we can do that as well. And, we teach classes about the library and finding information. And so, during those classes, we talk a lot about the different things that I discussed above. So our library staff, so those are going to be the folks that you see at the front desk. They're the smiling faces that sort of greet you in the morning when you come into the library or coming in after your class. And they're going to be the ones to sign out books and other materials to you. They can help you to book a study room. They can show you how to print and scan. They can help you navigate the library either physically or online. They can show you the website. And they can also connect you with librarians or archivists that can help you again with, finding materials, evaluating your information, and citing things properly. So we're actually going to go to the library website as kind of the last thing that we do. And I'm going to point out a few things that are important on the website and where you can find books and articles. I'm just going to stop sharing for a moment. Here. So this is the library homepage. This is library.acadiau.ca. And I like to think that we have a pretty nice looking and easy to use user interface. The first things that I'm going to point out are just the things that are across the top. A few things that are across the top. Book a study room is probably one of the most important ones and the most well used of our services online. So this is where you can actually go and put in a booking for one of those study rooms I was talking about. So you can look for one of those group study rooms to book, or you can book individual study rooms as well. So that's one of our most important things here along the top. Print, scan, and photocopy. That's another really important link that we point students to. So here you're going to see information about how to, set up your laptop to print, where to actually go to the print to get your prints, how to, or the costs associated with that, et cetera, et cetera. So there's all kinds of different information that you can find about printing and scanning on this part of the website. The other thing I will point you to is there's a link to the Writing Center. Now, again, this is that excellent resource I told you about that's actually located within the library, and they provide things like writing tutorials. They have presentations and workshops. They do one-on-one consultation for writing, and they do walk-ins. So you can actually go in and get writing tutorials free, up to 50 minutes long, as you can see here, to work on your writing. And this can be in person or online, and you can actually do walk-ins as well. So you'd go right into the library and check out to see if they have anything available. If there's someone sitting there ready to go, then you can just go right in. It's actually a really great service. Here, so we're just back on the library homepage. The next thing I will point out is this search box. What's nice about this search box is that it actually searches our entire website and all of our collections, not just the website and not just our collections. So you get a sense of kind of everything, and you don't really need to know exactly where to look. So for example, if you're curious about library hours, we do have it displayed right here under About Us, but perhaps you didn't notice it. So you can actually do hours. And then if you scroll down to the library website, you can see all the different results for hours on our website. And then there you can see our hours. So this is going to be another important part of our website for you as students. A lot of folks are looking at this as well, because our space is a really popular place to do work, do research, but also socialize as well. So we're pretty busy for, all year round. So there's also a few different things underneath this main search bar that could be of interest. I mean, there's information here about the things we do surrounding equity, diversity, and inclusion, who we are. All the librarians are listed under our people. There's information about borrowing our books and getting information from other libraries. To research resources. This is actually where we're going to stop for a second, because we have our subject and archival guides. So these are the guides that are associated with either a topic that's related to, something within your program, or related directly to your program. So you can actually scroll through these, and let's just say you're a biology student. In addition to having, different course-based guides, you actually have a general guide as well. That provides you with suggestions for resources. So journal articles, where to find journal articles, all of our different databases, books and ebooks, all our different ebook collections, how to search Novanet and get print books from our library, writing and citing. This is a citation management software that we won't get into, video content, streaming video. So here you're going to find all kinds of different resources that are related strictly to biology. And you'll see in all our LibGuides that we have that for pretty much every program and for some courses as well. History, kinesiology, this one is one of mine. So if we go into that, we can see that we're going to have, journals and databases all related to kinesiology, books and ebooks all related to kinesiology. So these are just really great places to start if you have an assignment or you have a lab and you're not quite sure where to start in terms of finding information. These are a great place to start and get some ideas about resources that are related to your topic. Let's go back. There we go. So that's under the subject and archival guides. We also have specific pages for citation help, which is incredibly important, especially when avoiding plagiarism. We have special sections for archives and special collections. So if you're doing historical research or something related to, the local area, that's a great place to look. Then we have our Get Help. So we have a bunch of different places and ways. In person, like I had mentioned before, you can schedule an appointment with one of us as your librarian for your program, or you can drop into the reference desk to get reference support that way. We have a bunch of different emails that you can access just for general inquiries. Don't know who to contact, our circulation desk. And you can scroll through here to see if there's something sort of more related to a query that you have. And then, although this is not currently going because it's not the academic year, once September is going, there's going to be actually a chat box here where you can go and ask, simple research questions. Sometimes the librarian is not someone from Acadia; they're from another institution, but any one of those librarians can answer questions about, finding an article somewhere. So this is a great resource, especially if it's, in the evening, no librarians are around. You can actually go to this chat box and talk to someone who can give you some guidance. And that is our website. So I'm going to stop sharing. And that's it. That's everything from the library. I'm happy to answer any questions for the folks who joined during the presentation. And otherwise, my contact information is on the website, as is Agnieszka's. And yeah, I'm so happy to have been invited here today to share this information, and that will hopefully be useful for our students once they arrive.
It's very, very informative, Maggie.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks, Jen. I hope I didn't speak too quickly and it was too much because
No, it
there's
was
so much to
great.
share. I'm always trying to
Sure.
cram it all in, but I'm glad
Yeah.
it was useful.
It's quite an in-depth web page. I didn't realize just how much the web page can do. Yeah, the
Oh,
website.
awesome. Yes, yeah, we have lots of great stuff online, so we're always encouraging people to go because there is a lot you can do on our website and a lot of great information.